Hello my fellow trucketeers, how the devil is everyone? Today is May 16th, yesterday was May 15th, and I had a very, very tricky job. Unfortunately I wasn't filming yesterday, but I did have some dash cam footage. So, unfortunately it's missed the first part of this, but I'll talk you in the first little bit of this crazy little job I done in London. Yeah, so this little drop was in Valmar Trading Estate off Valmar Road in Camberwell. It's not very truck friendly. I wouldn't want to take anything much bigger than a 18 tonner in there, and I went in there with an Arctic with a 45-foot trailer. So what I'll do is I'll don the old headset and I'll talk you through the first little bit, and then we'll get into the video footage. So this is where we came in, along here, and this is where the trading estate is, Valmar Trading Estate. And also there's a gate there that stopped me from being able to turn around, so it was a fun one. So let's zoom into the computer. Right, so let's see how this voiceover works out. So this is the little road we had to go into to get to this delivery point in Valmar Road Industrial Estate. As you can see from the north view, from the sky view, it is quite tight. So we'll bring us down in the street view. So I headed up this road, on the correct side of the road obviously, and then I had to make the turn into here. Bearing in mind I was up here just before rush hour, so about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So I had to make a turn into this turn here, and there was a car parked. There wasn't a car parked where this Audi was, but the one behind there was a car parked there. So when I swung in as wide as possible, and I just about squeezed between the cars to get in here with the truck and trailer. So yeah, now we swung in, it's got a different picture. So obviously you can see the car parked down the other side of this road, so we've had to come round, just about squeeze the trailer and get the trailer straightened up as much as we could, taking up as much room as we can, turning in, and then make our way down. Lucky we weren't coming from the other way, because it's got one of them stupid bell things they put in. It might have been a bit more difficult if we came the other way. So we headed on down this road. Obviously this bit of footage is missing for some reason. It's not on my dash cam, but oh well, it's what it is. So we'll make our way down this bit of road. Cars parked to either side all the way down pretty much. So I was in near enough the same situation as this the other day. There was a car parked to the back end of this space, but there wasn't a car parked here, which wouldn't have made much difference anyway. So you'll bring the videos in from this. So as you can see here, I've got a tree here, which I had to try and miss. Got the wall here, and then obviously the gateway's there to get in, so it's a tight old turn to get in the gateway. Luckily the bins weren't there, because that might have hindered me a little bit. I might have needed to move one. Upon reversing out of here, when you see the clip, my trailer was like probably about halfway up on the curb with the wheels by the time I pushed it round. It was a bit tricky to get it out, but we got out. So anyway, I'm going to take you into the footage and we'll talk through that with you.
Recording started.
So upon approaching this gateway, I've passed the parked cars that are either side of me, swung around to the left a little bit, but it sort of left my trailer in the middle of the road, and I was blocking up the whole place for about 5 minutes until the customer came out to open the gate for me. Anyway, upon moving slightly to
just wait 2 seconds, good, yeah.
to adjust myself to get my trailer over to the left, that car decides he has to push up at the immediate moment I've moved, because London. Everyone in London is so impatient and don't have 2 seconds to spare. Anyway, yeah, I've had to get the back end of the trailer over the left as far as possible, because it was in the middle of the road from where I went round the parked cars. So now I'm taking up as much room as possible, and now I'm taking a swing in late, so I know I'm not going to make it from that initial swing in, but now I'm backing up but turning the other way to then jackknife my trailer slightly further to then give it half a chance of getting around the inside of the gateway. Now I'm going to go forwards now, and I'm literally going to be brushing past this yellow I-beam that's sticking out the floor, obviously to protect the wall. Not that it would do a lot if I hit it, but there you go. So the customer's come down now to wave in front of the sensor to open the gate for me. And there we go. So now we're going to squeeze on him, and we're going to literally brush our left-hand mirror down the gateway, obviously without touching it, to get as close as possible. And then the headboard's following as well, so I've had to come over the right a bit to get the headboard past the gate. So now we're starting to straighten the trailer out. I'm going to run our mirror pretty much against that wall on the left, And the trailer's just about going up on the curb here, and it's just about brushing past the gateway. I probably had about 3 or 4 inches on the gateway from my right side of the trailer wheels.
Whew. Where are we?
So at this point of the video, I'm sort of looking ahead at the green fence thinking, well, if that green fence went there, I could have turned around in this place, but because it's there, not a chance.
No.
This is the realisation where I'm thinking, damn, I'm now going to have to reverse out of this place. Anyway, I didn't quite get over far enough to the left again to make the swing around this wall. It was a bit tighter than I anticipated, so just backing up a little bit to give myself a little bit of extra room on the inside on the right there to miss that wall. So it's not a massively tight corner, just had to readjust slightly. Just one of them things that happen sometimes. Sometimes you don't quite get in the right position, you just have to readjust. So head up here, make the corner with plenty of room, and then head on up to the customers and handball the load off because they have no forklift. It all come out the back doors, 10 pallets, so it was all light stuff. Literally we just lifted the pallet straight off and they dragged it in, not a problem. So I'll pull up here, do the delivery, and then see you for the reverse out.
Alright, somehow I managed to get in this place without hitting anything. Getting out, because there's nowhere to turn around, because the bit I thought, oh, that'd be right to turn around in, yeah, there's a fucking fence there, so I can't do that. So I have to reverse out now through this ridiculously tight gateway. Onto a narrow, like, street with cars parked the other side as well, to bear in mind, so if I don't damage anything, I'll be rather surprised. Don't give a fuck about the trailer as long as I don't damage the unit.
So here we go for the reverse, as you can hear.
Yeah.
I was trying to do a bit of commentary on the dash cam, but it's, yeah, I sweared a little bit. It was a little bit stressful, this one. Anyway, upon getting myself lined up and near enough perfectly getting around this corner on the reverse, in comes the most arrogant BMW driver in the world. Oh my god, you wouldn't believe a BMW driver would be arrogant, would you? One from London? Oh yeah, tenfold. So I'm round, he comes in, beep!
Coming in. Wait a second.
So at this point I thought, oh no, I'll pull forward a bit, that's fine, not a problem. He can go forward into the gateway, I can carry on my reverse out,
here,
not a problem. Oh no, he wants to come up where I am. No, how dare he has to give way to me. No. I'm going to have to pull up. So anyway, I pull past these vehicles to where the gap is. And I thought, oh no, he can pull in the gap and then I'll reverse past him and then he can continue doing what he wants to do. Oh no, that's not enough. No, he wants to park exactly where he wants to park. But he wants me to move all the way forward to let him through. No. So I just sat there and...
What the fuck are you doing, man?
Well, I let him know what I thought and pointed at the space and just sat there and waited for him to get in the space. If he weren't going to go in, I was just going to sit there. Didn't give me a thank you, didn't give me nothing. Absolute arrogance of people in London astounds me. This is why people hate the place and hate the people that live there.
Typical f***ing London dweller. No f***ing patience.
Anyway, enough of that. There you go, you can see him just the way he is. Oh, that was so much hardship for him to do, wasn't it? Such a hard job for a little car to manoeuvre like that. Anyway, because of that, I've then lost my position and to get around this corner, and it took me then a couple of goes. I was going to do it in the first go last time, but no, it's now taken me a couple of shots to do, which is not really a big problem. So now I've got myself all lined up, ready to sort of back out through the gateway. I've came in through this green gate. I did have a quick look, and I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to get the trailer turned and around that corner to be able to go out straight through the gate forwards, but we made do what we had. I did sit up here for a little bit, just having a look on Google Maps at places I could potentially stop, because at this point I had less than an hour to get out of London, and the tube strike was on from after. Sort of getting in there, finding that out was not smart. So at this point I've just moved back to activate the sensors to open up the gates, and I've moved forward to allow room for the gates to come out. Anyway, the gates are now open. I'm starting my reverse. I've sort of lined up to get my trailer to skim the gate on the right hand side as much as possible, and I'm trying to get it turned as early as possible to get it turning so I don't hit the wall behind, because I don't have a lot of room here. So I'm trying to skew the unit around as much as possible and trying to get as much push on the trailer as I can. Yeah. it took a couple of attempts to get it where I needed it, so I wasn't going to back into the wall. So I've just come forwards here and then going to turn in, and that's going to sort of pull the trailer in around closer to the gate. Yeah. Now I'm sort of taking another bite at it, and we're going to try and push the trailer a little bit more, try and get more angle on it. It's hard, it's easier to pull a trailer in for a gateway tight than it is to try and push a trailer out tight, if you know what I mean. It's a bit difficult to explain without sort of being there and showing you, but yeah, it's a bit more tricky. And out of all of this that goes on in this video, this is the one little thing that has a little bit of damage going on. So, hear a crunch in a second.
Oh shit. Got that?
So that little crunch was the plastic housing for the sensor that opens and closes the gate as you drive up to it. I was just too close to it, just nothing I could do about it. I tried to get around as best I can. Just didn't see it on the inside. On the blind side, it was too close to me to see. I don't know where I caught it on the truck. I think I might have touched it with one of the tyres, but these things happen, don't they? As you can see, it's a very unspottable little piece of metal there with a thing on it. Couldn't see it. Hit it. Never mind. Right. Now the trailer is a very, very tight angle to the unit. It's nearly 90 degrees now. It's pretty much on the curb of the wheels, so we're just going to try and skew the unit around to get around this wall now. And we missed everything behind us. We were pretty much nearly up against that tree, and I had to back out this way. I couldn't back out blindside because there's a lamppost, a tree, and cars. It just would not have worked going the other way. Highly impossible, just not enough room. So we swung around now, and I'm now deciding, do I back out onto the main road with rush hour traffic in London, or do I continue on through these cars and then see what's ahead of me? And I'm thinking, well, if I can get around this corner, then I should be able to get back around it if I need to. So yeah, it's thinking on your feet in these situations. So I think, sod it, we'll go for it, see what happens.
At the end of the road, turn left, Crawford Road, then take...
So now at this point, I've pulled my trailer as close to the car on my left-hand side as possible. So when my centre wheel goes past it, I know I can turn in and it's going to miss that car. I'm hoping that the tail swing misses the car on the other side because I've moved over enough. So now I've come up against this car, I've had to back up again, just give it a slight turn in to jackknife the trailer a bit more. And now I've got to go forwards and watch the headboard get very, very close to this car. It must have been 2-3 inches away from that car, the headboard of the trailer, swinging around the corner of that car. But this one wasn't too bad. Turn back in again, pulls the back of the trailer around a bit smoother, not quite as tight. So this guy was nice enough to wait, so we go past him, carrying down to the bottom of the road where these guys are hanging around their car and messing around with the front door for some reason, and pretty much just stood in the way with the door open, not letting me go by. Just like, okay. Now unfortunately, what happens next around the corner, I did not see, otherwise I would have needed... If I knew what was happening around this corner, I would have asked this guy to move his car from me for a minute. If he would have, I don't know. As soon as I move forward, see the barrier on the bollard on the left? There's also a car parked right near the corner on the left there as well. So I'm moving forward to try and get the trailer over the left as possible, so I don't have to, so my tail swing doesn't hit the blue focus, and there's just no room. I was going to hit the bollard with my underrun bars before the wheels even got to it at this point, so it just wouldn't have happened. So I faffed for a bit, tripped my head for a bit, got out and hoped the person whose car it was going to turn up in 2 seconds, but that didn't happen. So I moved back to let this girl bite, and then sort of jumped out and had a look around, reassessed the situation a little bit.
I need this fucking car moved. Whose car that is, isn't you?
Slow traffic on A215.
So of course, typical London, I've asked this mate if he knows whose car this is, but you know, instead of that, it's I need to take a picture of this truck driver because he shouldn't be down here. It's always the way with London. It's, you get in a situation, it's like, truck driver's fault, take a picture of it, let's have a moan about it. He takes another picture in a second. There we go, any second now. Another picture, there we go. Click. I'm going to be famous one day. And fast forward a touch, got this couple coming down the road now. Oh, we need to take a picture of this silly truck driver again, because there's not an estate up there that he has to deliver to or anything, so we're going to take a picture of him in this rubbish situation in this place that doesn't accept trucks because we don't need things. I imagine they're a bit disgruntled, but I really don't care. Anywho, this nice guy came up in a van behind me, and he offered to watch me back as I blindsided between the two cars I've just tried to come out through from the other road. And then I decided to try and go the other way because there's no bollard going the other direction, and then try and get round the roads the other direction if I can. So he's watching me back up between the cars blindside, so I just said, if I'm going to hit anything, shout. And yeah, he done a good job, to be fair. He watched me back. So away we go.
What's the road like down there? Mind you. Yeah, I'll go back a bit more. Yeah, I got your van. Yeah. Yeah. Are you right behind me, are you? Yeah. Are you right behind me? Can you move back a bit more, because I'll have to get close to this car to make this corner. Okay. Yeah.
So the van driver was behind me, so I've asked him to move back a little bit further so I can readjust to get myself further over to the right, so my wheels are closer to the Ford Focus on my right hand side, because I know for a fact I'm going to need to take 2 bikes to get around this car on my on the right hand side here. It's parked up, it's sort of in my way, and I know that my trailer's going to swing a lot because I'm going to have to jackknife it quite a lot to get around this corner. So I've got myself, I'll probably have my wheels a couple of inches away from the blue Ford Fiesta on my Ford Focus, sorry, on my right hand side, so I can get around as tight as possible to get around this red Fiesta and the house. But there's no bollard on my right hand side here, so I could go up on the curb. So coming forward here, I'm now at this point, I'm still between the 2 cars behind me and my trailer starting to turn, so I've had to come back Trailer's effectively straightened up at this point, but now, because I'm more 90 degrees on to the trailer, the back end's going to really swing.
You watch my back end on that other car?
So I just asked the matey there to watch my tail swing to make sure it's not going to hit the car that's on the left-hand side of my trailer. So now I'm getting past this red car. The unit's past it, but now I'm watching the headboard of the trailer, and I'm also watching the trailer on my building on the right-hand side as I'm now up on the curb. So we've missed the car that's behind me, and I'm probably about 2 foot from the house, so not too bad to be fair. So we carry on down this road and try and make our way out.
Cheers, buddy. My life. If ever there's a day I should have been filming, it should have been today. Holy f.
At the end of the road, turn left.
So I stopped at the road a little bit just to check any damage on the truck, and that's when I found out I didn't really do any damage from hitting that little sensor. But now at this point, I've got this van in front of me that's loading up rubbish of some sort, which is fair enough. I figure he's working, I won't be a pain. Would have been helpful if he wasn't there, because I could have gone straight forward, but then if there was someone in that space directly where I am, then I would have been screwed. But managed to get around. I got a lamppost on my left-hand side that was very tight to get around with this van in the way. I could have backed up and used a bit more of the road I was coming out of, to be fair, but it was doable. So we managed to get around this van. Again, headboard very close to the van, and trailer very close to the lamppost. And then there's these two fellas walking up on the right. I hear him mutter, he must be tripping bringing that down here. So I reply,
At the estate just up the road there. Nuts. The little estate on Valmore Road. Nightmare.
Anyway, at this point, I'm done. I'm heading out of this road, and we just got to come out of the road at the end, which is back on the main road, which went past Valmore Road, which is where we entered. So, yeah, this is just a case of when you're in London, you can get in some real bad situations. Keep as calm as you can. Don't let what anyone else is doing faze you. Don't get upset with people that are taking pictures of you. Let them carry on doing what they want to do for their lives. It's fine. It's not going to hurt you. So at this point, I'm now starting to really calm down again. I'm like, oh, I was like, right, we're out. We're free now. We're good. Now, I've got 40 odd minutes to get as far out of London as possible and find somewhere to stop on a 10-hour drive. So, yeah, we had a bit of a mad rush out. Would have made a good video, but unfortunately, like I said, I wasn't filming this day. I did actually find somewhere to park up. I parked up on the A2 just outside of the South Circular. Bit risky, but nothing happened. We was all good. I stopped with 13 minutes left of my driving time, so we done well. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, I'll try and make a few more like this if it ever happens, because there are days I don't film. So if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and share the video with someone you think might like it. So take it easy, look after yourselves, drive safely. Thanks for trucking around, Jono, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!